In early 2019, we left Los Angeles in search of a better life. We sold our stuff, moved to a cheap city, and got the fuck outside. At last. We knew we wanted to start a business that would support this whole new life, but we didn't know what it would look like or where it would take us. So we decided to document the whole process. We are the Artrepreneurs, and this is our story.
We
Fucking hell.
are on our way to Chicago.
In a storm. The worst storm ever. God else.
1 hour to go.
Holy shit.
We came to Chicago to drop my parents off at O'Hare Airport and to explore the city for their last days stateside. We hadn't expected a near-death experience getting here, but we made it and went in search of breakfast.
We drove through the most incredible storm I think I've ever witnessed. It went on well, technically it went on throughout the night, but we were in it for probably 3-4 hours. Torrential rain, non-stop lightning and thunder. A bunch of it we were just driving like single file because of construction. You were like screaming behind the wheels, you can't see anything, and like it's flooding, we had flash flood warnings. Yeah, it was nuts. It was totally nuts. And then we took a wrong turn just before we were about to get to the hotel and ended up back on the freeway again for another 15 minutes, and we were really tired, so that was tiring and stressful too. Chicago was the very first city in the US that I ever visited. We had some family friends that had moved to Michigan when I was about 8 or 9, and so we came out to visit them one winter, and we spent a weekend in Chicago because it wasn't very far from where they were living. And I think it might have actually been the first city I ever saw, because I grew up in the countryside and I didn't go to like London. I guess I went to Manchester, but yeah, I thought it was incredible. Like the buildings are so big here, and the architecture is really beautiful, and the weather was so different from anything that I'd experienced before. It's like -20 with wind chill, and I don't know, it's always felt kind of like my home city in the States a little bit. Like LA I wouldn't really count as a city per se, it's a sprawl, and New York's a lot of fun, but it's so busy and hectic, and I don't know, whenever I'm here I always feel like I'm back at home.
Nice.
I first visited the Museum of Contemporary Art when I was 8 years old, and I couldn't wait to see it again with Chad.
So we just stumbled across an exhibit at the Chicago Contemporary Art Museum by Virgil Abloh called Figures of Speech. And we got damn lucky. I'm so glad we made it here today. Virgil Abloh is someone I didn't know anything about. We just sort of discovered him. So you'll have to forgive me that I don't have all the details on who he is and what he's accomplished. But he's currently, I think, artistic director at Louis Vuitton. But started out as an architect and made his name in the fashion industry by releasing his own lines of streetwear and t-shirts. He started off just screen printing store-bought shirts and has built up this incredible body of work. Everything from clothing to installation art to paintings, the range of the stuff that he's doing, absolutely incredible. The last day's been really hard, and stumbling into stuff like this when you least fucking expect it is like us at our absolute best. I wasn't looking for it, it found me, but I'm really glad we're here. So yeah, we just lucked out. Like, we were not expecting to stumble into essentially a streetwear exhibit this morning, and that's what we ended up doing. So we're feeling super fucking inspired. We can't wait almost just to get home and get back on with designing our shirts and designing our clothing. It's just been such a cool kick up the ass after what's been a pretty chaotic week. Like, it really brought us back to like, this is what we need to be doing. This is how we need to be doing it. And seeing where he is and the steps that he took is just so inspiring. So there's a video that they played that we got to see a little bit of that interviews him and shares a little bit about his perspective, what he's saying with his work, where he's getting his ideas from, and kind of what he's doing. I encourage you guys to check out. We'll list the link in the comments on this video. And yeah, just super happy that we followed our noses and ended up here today.
Full of inspiration, we decided to set off down Magnificent Mile to check out the storefronts of the leading fashion houses and see what else we could mop up.
So we're on Magnificent Mile and we just walked past the Filthlamb Chicago, and it's our friend Virgil Abloh, doing whatever he's doing here. I don't know, but this dude's everywhere.
Seeing Virgil's designs at a Nike store and knowing he started out with screen-printed t-shirts was really exciting. It was as though the universe was encouraging us to keep going with Filthlamb by showing us what might be possible down the line.
We're gonna go get lunch at a Japanese barbecue place, and then we're gonna come back around the corner and head over the bridge so that you guys can see the view, because it is absolutely stunning, this part of Chicago.
Like many things, we found this place by accident. It reminded us of the Korean barbecue we used to get in LA, and we took some time out to talk about everything we'd seen so far while enjoying some of the best food we'd had all year.
Alright,
What up? So what's going on?
we are in Chicago,
We are in Chicago.
and after a difficult morning,
It's a rough day yesterday. Most definitely. However, we're in Chicago. We had a great breakfast. We had a killer lunch, Japanese barbecue.
so good.
Cleveland food, not incredible. Chicago food, worth every penny, every minute, every morsel. So fucking good. Every meal we've had so far has been amazing.
Yeah.
We are now in downtown and overlooking the lake / river, right off of the Majestic Mile.
Uh-huh.
And
Magnificent Mile.
Magnificent Mile.
Yeah.
Sorry. And it's my first time in Chicago that isn't through an airport, O'Hare. And so far, I fucking love it. I haven't seen a ton, but I have seen a bit. I've come up
Magnificent.
Magnificent Mile. We took that walk so that we could find food. Bought some new sneakers, some new kicks. Got the new kicks.
Shoes are really cool.
What else did we do?
We grabbed some coffee. The Contemporary Art Museum.
Went to the Contemporary Art Museum, which we did talk about a little bit already. And after a really crazy day and night last night, we've regained our center and are having a blast. And checking shit out. All right.
So we're gonna go for a bit of a walk along the river.
Yep.
Maybe grab some more coffee, and then head back to our hotel and just chill out for a bit. I don't know what our plans are for this evening, but I'm hoping we can find something cool to do.
I hope so
And
too.
then tomorrow,
We're gonna go to House on the Rock in Wisconsin.
3-hour drive, 6 a.m.
All right.
All right.
All right.
What are you doing? What did you have for lunch?
Happiness.
Happiness. Cute shoes. I think Chad likes Chicago. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you like Chicago?
8.5
Ooh, pretty good.
so far.
So far.
Hi, girl. Hi.
Monday, when we get back to Chicago, we're gonna go on a boat.
We're gonna go on a train.
We're going on a boat
Go on a boat.
for the architecture tour.
Yes.
And it goes straight up the river, and they point out all of the variation in the architecture of the Chicago skyline.
Cornhole.
What?
Cornhole.
Where's cornhole? Oh. What that is.
So it's our last day in Chicago. We got up and had some breakfast at the place around the corner from our hotel. And now we're taking the L to the river, and we're gonna get on a boat and do the architectural boat tour. And that'll be our last thing before lunch. And hopefully we're gonna eat some more good food for lunch before going back to Cleveland. And then it's the 5-hour drive home.
I wanted to take the L to get a different perspective of the city, and boy, it paid off. Sometimes you have to rise above it all to truly see moving forward, and as we left the hot, humid streets behind us, we started focusing on the sheer beauty of the skyline.
The river. I know, I always fell off the pavement.
After standing in line for half an hour in the sweltering heat, we finally climbed aboard our boat for the architectural tour. Our tour guide pointed out how each building represented a different designer's idea about how a skyscraper should look and function, while having to stay within the boundaries imposed by the city. It reminded me that while you might have big dreams, there are always limitations to what you can do, but these constraints can still lead to beautiful things. Ending our trip in Chicago, surrounded by these monuments to big ideas, was the perfect way to cap off our visit.